Hi. Hey. This is RAW MMT. Jesus Christ. Hi. This is Retro Astro with MMT, where we look at the astrology in retrospect, or where you come with me as I explore what was going on for me 6 months ago, a year ago. And today I am looking at a journal, one of my journals, that I actually started around the new moon in Leo last year, so a year ago. And I'm honestly, I need to look better, but I'm trying to find the journal prior to this one. Like, where was it? Where is it? I don't know where it is, but shout out to Sunday lunch. Anyways, so I went to the park yesterday and I started reading this journal, and I wanted to just hug my former self. I was like, oh my God, the insight, the jams, the little nuggets of wisdom. I was so insightful and poetic in the way I was writing things, and it's just so real. Even though I'm not fully her anymore, I could remember as I was reading. I could remember a little bit of what was going on and all of that. And even though it's been a year, I feel like it's been three. It's insane. So I'm just gonna read a little bit for you guys, for me, for myself. That's how the whole journal starts. Like it's literally like the first page. There's not much more in front of it. Okay. I feel quite stuck today. What a great start. The full moon. Oh, I just want to add. So the full moon in Leo was around August 4th, 2024. And this is an entry from August 6th. So, give or take 2 days. I'll try to find my journals from before that so that I can see if I wrote anything around these dates. Um, and I feel like new moons in Leo are always a time to reconnect with your creativity. And it depends on what the transits are. Obviously, today in 2025, we have a Mercury retrograde in Leo. So that's interesting. And it's calling everybody to just go inward and see, like, just slow down and see what message wants to come out. What needs to be shed some light on, what needs some warmth, what needs some recognition, what needs a good wind of creativity um, before it comes out. Or it can still come out, but add some extra tenderness to it, add a grain of salt to it, add some disclaimers. So I feel like that's what collectively we're going through. Depending on where it is in your chart, then it will have like a more specific flavor to it. Um, but yeah, we're being called to go back inwards, to go back to our inner child, inner self, our sense of creativity, our sense of shininess. What do we want to be known for creatively? Something light, something sunny, something warm. What makes us feel like a kid under the sun, basically. And it's good for me to reread this from a year ago because themes are coming back up. Like there's stuff that keeps on resonating with me today. So instead of being super self-critical and letting my inner tyrants roam free, which I'm happy to say that we've we've stopped the dictatorship, the inner dictatorship that was going on inside me. Um, Instead of reverting back to these not so gentle ways of dealing with myself and be like, well, you're still dealing with these themes, so it's bullshit. You haven't moved forward at all. I'm like, no, that's not true. I'm recognizing that it's a spiral. It's a spiral. And since not everybody talks about time in the same way or processes time the same way, and I still need to bring some more thoughts about it as to where I situate myself in there, but I don't know if it's a spiral upward or downward. Downward back to myself or upward towards something higher. Depends on the perspective. I haven't statuated on where I'm, what I'm thinking or what I'm feeling about this. But that's a thought that came up yesterday in the park while I was reading this. I'm like, oh, the concept of the spiral where you're going to relive or experience certain themes or certain cycles, but never at the same level. And that's why I'm not sure what the level is. Is it downward or upward? Because is it an ascension towards something or is it a deepening of something else. And maybe it's both because everything is layered, which I love. But in my case, I feel like I'm taking off layers as I am tackling these same themes, but in a different way. There's more breathing room. There's more levity to it now versus a year ago. So, anyway, gonna get into it. I feel quite stuck today. We are now August 7th, so I'm probably writing at like midnight, the 6th. We are now August 7th, and I can tell you that not much was done, quote unquote, since I last opened this journal. And what I mean is done in the capitalistic sense of the term productivity, of course. Because if we're being honest for a second, learning to chill the fuck out is not a simple feat in this day and age, and with my particular background. Anywho, something kind of clicked today. It felt like an exhale, which is always good in my case. Speaking freely to a friend and expressing your thoughts authentically and being well received for it, that hits different. It really, really does. I don't remember who I was talking to. I need to check, but I have an idea in mind. So shout out to this person. Um, it's an eighth year in numerology, 2024. My life path is eight. And so far, the year has been and felt like it's been filled with everything but with anything but accomplishments. But that can be further from the truth. Being unemployed, recovering from having been in survival mode for the better part of a decade is not something easy. Deprogramming your brain to finally learn what to finally learn what the beat to finally learn what the beat of your own drum sounds like is fucking exhausting because you are actively going against the grain. Gold. Like this self-awareness, honestly. Yes, it's true. There are many things that interest me and I would love to delve into it. And no, I don't need to overwhelm myself in engaging with them either. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I think I just want to read certain passage. There's so many places I wrote stuff. I want my life to shift from, oh my God, that's beautiful. Okay, so I end, like, this is like a 6-page journal entry. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. That's an 8-page journal entry. And like, they're not that small, not that big, anyways. But I kind of end on something beautiful. I say, I want my life to shift from external validation and reward and accomplishment and colonial societal standards and norms to an internal well being space filled with peace, love, fun, and resourcefulness. I want to act from a place of innate wisdom and curiosity, not out of fear and scarcity. I want to trade my self doubt for curiosity and exploration, for self trust and faith in the universe, and for more love and care for myself and others. I trade my inner tyrant for grace and compassion once and for all. Boom. I wrote so many beautiful things in that journal entry, and that just helps me think, or it helps me realize that I already had that benevolence and I was already cultivating it a year ago, which is really nice. It's really, really nice to see just how much work can be done in a year when you just express yourself and put it down and go do other things and then come back again to see your progression. And I feel like that's how I operate. I need to express how I feel, what's going on inside of me. If I keep it inside, it keeps brewing up and it has nowhere to go and it just keeps hurting me in the end. And it's not good. And in the midst of this Leo season, with this Leo full moon in 2025, I really just want to let it out. There's so much wisdom and beauty in what I went through and how I experienced it, and especially around how I expressed it to myself. This was for nobody else than me. There was never a goal to share it with anybody, maybe with close friends, but not even. This was always for me. And it's just nice to get back to it and be like, oh, okay, I did have grace. I did have compassion for myself. I was cultivating more benevolence and creating an inner space that felt safer and okay to exist without pressure, without harshness, just love and care and light and understanding and time to like debrief and figure things out with myself. That's so great. Okay, I feel like there's probably another part that I can share before I stop this little video. Um, oh yeah, that's a good part. Where do I start? Yeah, around my what I want for my life. I'm looking for agency and flexibility over my own time. I'm looking for inspiring collaborations on projects and initiatives that really interest me and where I can see my where I can see I can make a real contribution and have a real impact. Um, yeah, just deepening my interest and my knowledge, getting to travel and being invited to travel, to meet people, to collaborate with people, to share knowledge and wisdom with people, to dance, to experience different things, to facilitate conversation, add nuance to certain things. I would love that. And also being well received for it. Like these, I want to have conversations with people. I want to create stuff. I want to be in collaboration, but I also want to lead from my own standpoint and not be forced into different structures that were never meant for me, that never had my well-being in mind, that want to control and or exert oppression onto something that is just so organic and beautiful and raw. I have spent my entire life trying to polish things because I grew up with people who were super sensitive to certain things, and I had to cater to that sensitivity to feel safe and loved and always polish my delivery because very volatile um, temperaments were roaming everywhere and very accusatory. So yeah, I learned to curate and polish whatever needed to come out of me, which as a Virgo rising is just like tapping into the perfectionistic shadow of the archetype. Yay. Been working through that for a while. I'm happy to say that it's better. Yeah, so there will always be work to be done, but it's definitely we are not where we were a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. We are not there. And a lot of my friends can attest to that because the comment, you need to be more gentle with yourself, is something that was repeated to me so often. And every time I'm like, this is me being nicer to myself. And everybody's like, yikes, the fuck? I'm like, oops. Okay, I guess I still need to tone it down, do some cleanup inside, and be like, okay, everybody, let's be 10% gentler because like still not hitting the spot. Anyways, so yeah, I'll be like that part. And then there's another part. Where do I start? I'm looking for collaborators and partners in a way that collaborators and partners can support. I'm looking for collaborators and partners in a way that they can support and not impede or interrupt my own flow, my own genius. It's my journey. I'm the main character, and I'm done playing small. This is Leo energy. It's so good. I have so much love and care in my heart, in my being, probably more than I can even realize. And I would like to share it in a mutually beneficial way, not just me self sacrificing all the time and then being depleted and then wondering why I can't do the things I want to be doing anymore. Oh, why? Well, you gave your energy away to everybody without looking for what needed to be gifted to you first from yourself and then from other people because, multiple sources can fill a cup. Anyways, so where was I? I want it to be mutually beneficial because keeping it safe inside of me is only simply harming me. I was never meant to hold all of these powerful feelings inside. They were always meant to be spread and diffused and communicated and expressed in many different forms. They were never meant to just stay locked in me. It's okay if you don't want to hear what I have to say. Doesn't mean that I can't say it or that I can't express it in a certain way. That's not something that I got early on in life. This is something that I'm getting now. Anyways, so my why, my big why, my why is because I love, tout simplement, just simply because I love. I finally love myself enough to not want to keep it all inside, knowing that it would only hurt me. I also believe that I had enough experiences that have taught me that redirection is a blessing, and not being well received or well treated for who I am is simply an indication that it is simply an indication to love me more and to go where love flows organically. I wrote that. Goddamn. I want to let go of the shadow. Oh my God. Okay, we're not getting into that. Well, okay. I want to let go of the shadow of Libra and embrace the abundant qualities. I want to let go of the shadow of Libra and embrace its abundant qualities. Make space for the fire of Aries and let it expand my horizon as I learn to embody all of my rightful Scorpio energy. I want to I want to let the medicine of Chiron heal and inform my journey forward as a Virgo rising. Okay, so I'm gonna go meditate on that. And I'm probably gonna say more about the current Leo moon that is happening, but for now, this is all I will put down. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. My goal is to do these little videos for the new moon and the full moon. And why is it called Retro Astro? Is because we're looking at the astrology in retrospect. So I will, when it's the full moon, when it's the new moon, I will look at what I was doing a year ago at the same full moon and see what I was going through. Was there an evolution? Am I still dealing with the same things? And then when it's the full moon, I'll look at what was going on 6 months ago in the new moon of the same sign. So, yeah, I wanted to do it for, I think it was the Cancer or Capricorn full moon. Anyways, 2 weeks ago, I had the epiphany for this series, podcast, video, and I kind of got scared because I didn't know. I was like, I need more research, I need more stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Just express yourself, and then the rest will come. So, this is the first very raw version of this idea. It will get better as I have more space to do it because now I need to go. I have appointments today, but I just wanted to do a first draft, first iteration of it, maybe edit it a little bit and then just post it and see what happens. Thank you for being with me, and hopefully, I'm looking forward to doing more of these. Hopefully, you can join me on this journey of self exploration and just looking for more introspection, more nuance. We're always looking forward. There's so many podcasts about the astrology ahead. Looking forward to what's going on. And I truly feel like it always stops me in my tracks. It always puts me back up into my brain. I'm like, okay, this is the energy at hand. What do I need to do? How do I need to place myself? What activity do I need to do? And I'm like, I don't need to be more here. I need to be more here. And going back to what I was going through a year or 6 months ago does that to me because it brings me closer to myself. That's why I'm like, spiral down back to myself. I'm like, oh, there is progress. Oh, we are not dealing exactly with the same thing, or we are dealing with the same thing, but in such a different way. It's so nice to look in retrospect and see I have made ways and I am going places. It maybe is taking longer than I would have ever anticipated, but it's good. And it makes me appreciate the journey so much more. So much more because it puts me back in the present moment to be able to be grateful for whatever I did in the past. And therefore it clears the path for whatever's coming forward because I'm not trying to overthink it and exert control over it. I'm just like, huh, I got this. I've been having my back. Okay, cool. So yeah, please join me on this Retro Astro with MMT, which is short for RAW MMT. Bye for now.